acknowledge that we were founded on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, the Attawandaronk, the Mississauga and Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, and now live on land that is home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We have many representatives working across this land now known as Ontario, and we acknowledge that there are 46 treaties and other agreements that cover the territory. We are grateful to be able to work and live on this land, and thankful to the First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people who have cared for these territories since time immemorial, and who continue to contribute to the strength of Ontario and to all communities across the province. To continue to center reconciliation, we encourage our team, partners, students, and teachers to take time to learn about the lands they are currently on. Visit native-land.ca for more information.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Beef Farm virtual field trip today. We are going to go to CC Charolais in Devlin, Ontario. I am Madison, and I'm your host from Eggscape today, and I'm very excited to be taking you to this great farm in northwestern Ontario. Now, Devlin is an area that many people may not be familiar with, and that's okay. But before we dive into the tour, I wanted to pull up a map just so you can see where we're traveling to. So as you can see on this map, the little red dot there is Devlin, and it's way up in northwestern Ontario. If you can also find Toronto on that map, and Winnipeg, it's actually way closer to Winnipeg than it is to Toronto, which is kind of a fun fact. So their weather might be a little bit different than ours, and actually they're in a different time zone as well. So it's a little earlier for them than it is for us. Okay, so I'm very excited. We have two young farmers from CC Charolais here today to give you a rundown of how they raise their beef cattle. We also have Kim Jo helping out today, who's another local farmer in Devlin. I just want to remind everyone, please put your questions in the chat for Rustin and Ryker to be able to answer. They would love to hear from you and answer any questions you have. All right, now we can get into it. I'm going to pull up Rustin and Ryker, and they're going to tell everyone what grade they're in and a little bit about their farm. All right, hello, Kim Jo. I think you might be muted.
Because we can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Hello, can you hear me, Kim Jo? Hello, hello.
All right, can you hear us, Madison?
Yes, I can hear you.
We can't hear you, and we didn't touch anything. If you have any suggestions in the chat, maybe?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, everyone. Just let us figure this out.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me this time, Kim Jo?
We can hear you now. Yes, we can.
Perfect. Sorry about that.
No, sorry. We're sorry about that. So good morning, everybody. So if you guys want to get in front of your... Yeah. Okay, so here we go with the boys.
Awesome. Take it away, guys. Tell us what grade you're in and a little bit about your farm.
I'm Rustin Charolais. I go to Fort Francis High School. Grade 9, 15 years old. And then we've been farming our whole lives. Farm name's CC Charolais.
I'm Ryker Charolais. I go to Crossroads School. I am grade 5, and I've been farming for my whole life.
That's awesome. Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit about how many cows you have on your farm, and maybe even show us the ones behind you a little bit.
Okay, so we run 120 cow calf pairs, so close to 250, 260 total. These ones behind us here, these are Charolais. So we run pretty much a Charolais based herd. So we'll do like 50 purebred. So like Charolais and Charolais. So that's like the breed. So it's like when you have I guess best way to compare is when you have like a purebred dog. So if you have like a golden retriever, that's just straight retriever. That's a pretty good way to think about it. And then the rest are pretty much Angus cross. So yeah.
Awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about them? Like, what's on their ear? I think I saw something a little bit closer to their ear.
Identity tag, so we could tell which ones are who, and tell them and find out what their calf is, because their number
Essentially what you see here
on
is
top of
the white ones are our own tags. So this one was a show animal, so she has like her name on it. But this one, you see the little yellow button here, that has its own serial number and computer chip on it. So anybody can go online and put that in there, and it'll tell you all the information about where she came from, when she was born, all that stuff. So it's basically just a way to identify them anywhere.
Very cool. We just have a question here from someone watching. Why do you prefer Charolais cattle over other breeds?
That's a great question. So that's kind of what my family does. We've been raising Charolais pretty much our whole like career here, I guess is a good way to put it. Yeah, they're just well structured, built animals, bigger frame. They turn over like the yield better too. So like when you finish them, so like when you feed them up to go away to produce meat, they do end up yielding higher. So there's a higher percentage of meat. They just
Okay.
turn over the groceries a little better.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Awesome. So you said one of the animals was a show animal, and I just want to clarify that for people watching that might not know what a show animal is. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
a show animal is basically like a cow that you will take to, I guess what we have is the fair, and or Egg X, which is a giant cow show, and they will like we will use them for to like show our farm, and use them to represent our farm as well.
Right. Similar to going to like Rustin referred to golden retrievers, but they take these cattle to fairs and exhibitions just as you would see at a dog show or a horse show. Yeah.
So essentially what we're trying to do is just promote our genetics that we have here, to promote our breed. So because you can see behind us, there's a couple of bulls left over there. We try and sell about 10 to 15 bulls in our district every year that will go around to farms and be used in other people's herds. So we really want to try and promote that as like, yeah, just advertisement, I guess, a good way to put it. So they get a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's great. And then you just mentioned bulls. So for those that don't know, maybe different types of cattle that you would have, can you tell us what a bull is compared to a cow or a heifer or anything else?
Here's an aged cow. So she's 6 years old, I think this one. She's a G, so whatever that is.
This one here is a heifer.
She's a heiferette. She's a first calf heifer.
So this is her calf right here, and then
Yeah.
and then a heifer compared to a cow, they're younger. So heifer just means that this is their first year having a baby.
But maybe explain that essentially a bull is a male and a heifer is a female.
Yeah.
And a heifer hasn't had a calf yet. Once they have a calf, they become a cow.
Mhm.
Okay.
So they're
And how many bulls are on your farm right now?
we have 5
7.
aged bulls, and then we typically, like I said, we try and move about 10 to 15 yearlings. So I couldn't honestly tell you right now because we have bull calves.
That's right.
So there's quite a few of them running around. So we have quite a few right now. Some of them will go to market and others will stay here and become a part of our own program.
Okay, awesome. And we have a question here from Sturgeon Creek School. They're asking, do you have other animals on your farm other than beef cattle?
We have horses, and that's about it. We run 12 horses. We have a horse barn down there. If Kimmy will send her camera there. And we also have part Angus, like what he said, as well.
Yeah, so we pretty much just cows and horses around here. That's about
Awesome.
sums up.
And do you ride your horses?
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and my mom just went down to a show in Minnesota last week. We were gone for most of the week, I guess.
Maybe you could just tell them what breed you primarily ride.
Yeah, we primarily around here we ride quarter horses. Yeah, I don't know what else to elaborate on that.
Yeah, no, that's great. I just want people to understand how big your farm is, and then I'll get to this question we have. So how many acres do you have? And I think, do a conversion to how many football fields.
In total here, we have 660, 640 where we're standing right now. We have 20 down the road, and then in total we rent over 1,000 acres.
Yeah,
Wow.
so we run about 1,000 acres, and you did say that it works out to about over 750 football fields, is what you said.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That's awesome. So yes, they have over 750 football fields of land that they either use or rent out, which is quite awesome. Okay, we have another question from the chat. What is one way for kids to get involved in farming or animals if they don't live on a farm?
Go check out your local fairs, and 4-H, I guess, is a great one. Just to get involved, learn more about farming just in general, I guess.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about 4-H? What is that for those that may have not heard of it?
It's basically like a club, basically for people who want to learn about cattle and agricultural. Me and my brother are in this 4-H, and it's like we show cattle and we work at food booth, or like a food booth, to help raise money to basically for the fair and to keep it going. And also the 4-H is like really great because there's different clubs. There's the beef club, vet club. There's also clubs of like
Whatever you're interested in, there's a wide range
that's
of different clubs. So like I do believe they do like quilting and stuff like that. And then I think there's a fishing one this year too.
Yep. Can you
Very
just maybe let the other kids know like what animals you have in our 4-H club this year, what you're planning to take to the fair?
I have a heifer. Her name is Misty, and last time we weighed her, she was around 980 pounds.
Wow.
I'm taking a steer and a heifer this year, and then we'll probably take either a cow and another cow calf like pair, one of these ones maybe, and and two bred heifers.
So could you just tell them maybe the difference between a heifer and a steer again, like why you're taking the heifer and why you're taking the
So Steer is basically a bull, but it just doesn't make they don't use them for babies, or like they don't. And they usually we will take them to the fair, or if they don't make it past the cut, like we could use, they're more of a what we use to for like meat, like
Right.
they for processing meat, to for like people out in the city that like when you go to the grocery store, that most of the stuff that you buy is from a steer, or
Right.
because they can't produce, so they have more of a way to, I guess, like what I should say is like they have more of a way that they can
They
grow and-
potentially steer just castrated bull.
That's right. And
So-
I just think it might be neat for them to know though that how our 4-H club works, like with your steer, like
Yeah,
what.
So you have to, the first year that you do 4-H, you have to take a heifer. Just, I think the reason that they do that is because we collect money off of them. Like we'll do a sale at the end,
Yes.
and the money is supposed to go towards your education, is
Oh, nice.
for college. But yeah, so you take a heifer your first year, and then your second year you can do one or the other, or both. So this year I'm doing both.
Yeah.
And Riker's taking a heifer. This is first.
So
Awesome.
the steer that Rustin is working with will be sold in August at our fair, is what he'll say. Usually a business buys them, and yes, it's for freezer beef. So it's exciting that people are getting to put local beef in their freezer, and it's a hard project, but we have a bunch of great kids in Rainy River that are doing this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. So why don't we first let's look at a calf, I think, because it was pretty cool what you told me how much they weigh when they come out. And then maybe we can go into some of the things you have to do to take care of the cows, like feeding them, watering them, and all that kind of good stuff.
So maybe you could just tell them when this calf was born.
So this heifer was actually one of the first calves. This is my heifer, or calf, I guess. She was born January 3rd, and she was the third calf to be born.
Do you remember how much she weighed when she was born?
She was actually born a really tiny calf. She was weighed only around 75 pounds, but she's sort of grown out more.
For
So
sure.
Um,
What do they normally weigh, Rustin? Like when they're
On average around here, I'd say we vary from 85 pounds to 110 on our bigger ones.
mhm.
So like
That's awesome.
that bigger cow you see standing there, she'll usually on an average year she'll vary from 95-pound calf to 105 usually. I'd say within 10 pounds. for that.
super.
Right. That is awesome. They're huge when they come out.
As they get older, they produce bigger and bigger,
Right.
like not bigger and bigger, but larger sized calves.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain, like, we're just looking here at what we call our the handling facilities. And I guess if anyone's wondering how you might, vaccinate, give the cattle a needle or put the ear tags in. Do you want to explain this, Rustin?
Yeah. So
For Ryker?
what you have here is the crowding tub on the back side here. So they'll enter in on the back end, and then we'll slowly feed them through up here. The first green crate you see here, that's a scale. So it has a weight platform on it. So just like your own bathroom scale or whatever, we'll weigh them, and then they'll go through into the main chute up here, and we'll give them, if they're getting vaccinated, we'll give them a vaccination shot. If they need to be treated for something, then we'll give them whatever they need. If they need an antibiotic or whatever, we'll get that to them.
Yep. So if you see, if you want to open the door,
Yeah.
the cattle go inside and their head is locked in what we call a head gate.
It makes it safer for the animal
And for you, yeah.
So this just open this, the animal steps into it and just close. That just wraps around their head, so they can't swing on you and hurt you, essentially.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, pretty important tool, like for a farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to come on this side?
Sure.
We this year we just put this all on cement, so it's nice, also safer for us too. So yeah. And then
Nice.
here we'll put a monitor here so we can actually weigh them. And that was a big thing, like with the scale, with doing antibiotics and stuff, we can be more accurate with it. So you're not giving them more than they should.
That's right. Or not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Wanna make
awesome.
sure they're doing what it should be.
That's right.
Yeah, taking care of your cows, making sure they're nice and healthy. Awesome.
So
So we did have a question.
That's one of the bulls.
Yeah, he's a little noisy fellow, that one.
We did have a question from the chat. Hoping we can put that one back up. Just about how much does one cow eat in one day, and what do you feed them?
How much they can eat in one day?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'd say probably over the winter we figured it out. I know it's not really the question, but basically it takes 7 bales per cow to get them through the winter is what we figured out.
Round bales.
Like yeah,
Big round bales.
So like 6 foot high round bales.
Yeah. And then so maybe just the difference between now, like what they eat in the winter and what they're going to eat now through
Yeah.
the summer.
So right now these cows are, you see here, I actually brought them off pasture today. So if you look around us, so out there, we have pastures and paddocks spread out right now. So all the cows are out on grass and grazing pretty much for the most part. So they'll go out and they'll eat on their own. They have free roam to go eat the grass around over the summer, but they get fed hay and grain throughout the winter.
But they do eat a lot. Like it's a lot more than you would realize. You wouldn't be
I guess we feed in the winter months, we feed 60 to 70 pounds per head per day.
Yeah.
Because we purchased a TMR this year. So basically a big mixer that you can mix different feed types in. And we're being more accurate with our feeding now. It grinds it all together and you can scale it and give dose per, pretty much you can feed exactly what they need. So if there's 30 cows in that group, they'll get 60 pounds per head.
right. Good job.
And is there any feed that you could show us, or water where they can drink, or salt or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll just
Thank
walk over this way.
Ryker will go grab
Perfect.
some pails.
Okay, Riker's gone to get some grain, and then the boys were just putting out some salt and mineral and stuff, so we'll make our way that way.
Perfect. Sounds great.
The show heifers this year. Well, 2 of them will be the show heifers this year, but
So this group of pen here is just, maybe you could explain replacements, like
yeah. So cows that get old or get bad udders, these will fill in to replace the ones that have to go.
right.
Um,
So these are young animals. They're
actually part of our AI group here. So these were all artificially inseminated to different bulls.
So if you see them all walking up, that's because Riker's just coming with some grain, and I'll show you a picture of it. Can we just show them a picture of the grain, Riker?
Nice.
Looks like your cereal. Mm-hmm. How often do you give them this grain, guys?
They're only getting they're getting fed twice a day right now.
Right. And then, yeah, and then behind is like a round bale feeder. So this is this is a silage bale. So if anyone's been in the country and they see, I'll just zoom over. If you see those white like marshmallows, that's what's in that.
Yeah.
And so these guys are held back here, like he said, they're planning to show a couple of these, and they nicely they were just getting bred with the bull. And then I'll walk over to the salt and mineral, and we'll show them, and you guys can tell them why we have to feed cows salt and mineral. Just one sec, honey, till I catch up to you, okay?
So basically, the salt and mineral is like their seasoning, like how you add salt and pepper to your meals. This is what they have, except it is after they eat.
Right. So and there's like salt, blue salt in there, and then mineral. He's got
The gray stuff,
the mineral. It's sort of like the vitamins that we would take as well as
and it's just like help prevent, like, different times a year we feed different types.
Mhm.
So over the summer months they get fed what we call a high boot salt for foot rot, I guess, is in the spring of the year. And then they also get fed a different type of mineral in the summer for help prevent pink eye from the flies.
Yes.
Because
So can you just tell them why that like this is fed like this? Like why is there like this rubber boot on top of this?
So it's so that water doesn't get in. So
Yeah.
basically, what they'll do is they can put their heads under it, lick the salt that's inside.
yeah, we
And
feed mostly
salt-
loose salt and mineral around here, so we don't want it to get hard in the feeders.
Right.
And also, salt can also come in bricks that you can
Right.
lick, and you could tie it to a gate instead of having this. But
But-
And I know there was a question about water. We have a water bowl
Oh.
down there. There's
Oh.
that yellow box down there. That's
it way down there.
it's
Yeah.
automatic, so we don't have to walk down there and still
You have to carry pails of water.
carry.
There'd be a lot of pails of water. They drink quite a bit.
Would you like us to walk into the barn, boys, and show like where, because maybe you could explain when your cows have their calves and why you have to have facilities, for that purpose.
We do also have some questions coming in the chat.
Okay.
If you want to answer some questions, and then we
Sure.
can go definitely into
Sure.
talking about that. So
Okay.
this is
Yeah.
from Gabby. She's wondering, where do you keep the cows in the winter, and is it harder to manage the cows when it is winter?
When it is winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's harder. Well, they have to get fed every day. Like during the summer months, they go out on pasture and they kind of take care of themselves. Actually, they're free roam and they graze. But over the winter, you put hay out and you have to get fed. So I'd say it's a little more work. Yeah.
But they're not all housed. Really, the only time they're in a facility, Riker or Rustin, if you want to tell them when they're.
So we'll do 3 groups. So as they get closer to calving, they keep moving up. So
Closer to the barn.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the ones that are up here are the ones that are within 10 to 15 days of calving usually. So we'll bed this all down. That'll be all filled with straw. We'll have nice bedding in the barn over here. And this will all get bedded down. And they can come in here and have their babies, basically. It's like a big nursery.
Right.
Oh, nice. Okay, this one is saying, hi boys, we were just wondering, when do you have your calving season and why?
So we have our calving season usually between January to the end of March.
Great. And why do you guys calve at that time of the year? Because everybody calves at a different time.
We calve at that time for main reason is so we can try and sell bulls. So they have age to grow. I mean, everybody can pick their poison, right? You can calve over the spring of the year, but you're going to be fighting with mud.
That's right.
So we may as well fight with the frost and calve them on hard ground is the way we think about it.
And there is a tool that a bunch of us have now for calving that's been super nice. So do you want to tell them that, or I'll zoom up there?
Pole camera up there, over on that big pole over there. So it actually has a 50 optic zoom, so you can zoom all the way down into the far pasture and see them. But then we have 3 on our barn here. There's one on this side, one on that side,
and then there's one inside the barn.
and then there's 2 on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So actually on our TV in our living room, we can see all our cameras. So if we think that there's a cow that's going to calve tonight, we'll get up around the clock and check them throughout the night to make sure they're not having any troubles. And this makes it so much easier for us because we don't have to get up and come out in the cold every 2 hours.
So while other people are watching their TV shows, you have your cows on the TV as your TV show.
That's our best TV show.
Nice. Okay, we have a question from grade 1-2 from West Oak School. They're wondering, do other people help work your farm, or is it just your family?
It's just their family. Sometimes we'll have I have friends that come over that will sometimes help me, and usually, but
We're a family run operation. We do all our own work pretty much. We don't have any hired hands, but
So like maybe you can say like your parents and then your grandparents. Yeah.
So we all live pretty close together. My great grandparents used to run it, but then my grandparents bought them out, and we're slowly working our way towards that.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody still helps out. Even my great grandmother, who's 87, still makes us dinner every other night.
That's right. And how old is your farm? Maybe that would be something.
Our farm is over 100 years old. I'd say around 100.
I think
We're 105 now. We just got our century farm a couple of years ago. So
that's right.
105 years old. Congratulations. That's old. Okay, we're gonna do one more question, and then you can show us the barn. But actually, we're running out of time. We only have about 5 minutes left, and then we have to say goodbye to everyone. But yeah, this question is: how many babies can a cow have in 1 year?
A cow can usually have, if you're lucky, you could have twins, but usually they have one calf per year.
yeah, so we usually have 5. I think the most we've had in a year is 7 sets of twins, but
Wow.
usually they're pretty much singles. It's very odd you get triplets too. I've never seen it, but I know other farms around here have it. When I was really young, I see a set of triplets.
And how long is a cow pregnant for?
9 months.
Okay. Just like a human. That's very cool. All right. Is there anything else you would like to show us on the farm? If not, we do have more questions we can go through as well.
Well, how about we walk into the barn and we'll still take questions just so they have an idea of where the cows calve and
If you want to go around to the other side,
it's not set up completely for calving because that's over, but it'll still give you an idea of the nice facilities that they have for their cows to come into.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great. Okay, let's do another question then. How many barns do you have?
We have 2.
Well, that's a tough question. We have quite like probably 3 or 4, but this one here houses the cows, and then we have one downstairs that houses our horses, and then we have like I'd say 2 or 3 equipment sheds and a hay barn.
Wow.
So this here is a
Maternity pen.
yeah. So this is we'll bring them in and we can hold them in here and assist them with calving. And then the rest of these are all holding pens. So typically, depending on how fast they're coming, sometimes we can only house them for, I'd say like 10 hours. Sometimes they stay in here for 3 days. If we're lucky, we can keep them in here. But basically, this is all nice temperature controlled. We can dry them off in here. We got big drapers and big exhaust fan, keeps the air moving in here.
And then there's also a heater.
Yeah, we just installed a heater in here, so when it gets really, really cold, and the body temperature of the cows can't keep it warm in here, the heater will kick in and keep it nice and warm.
I'll just maybe walk down and show you the scale that they weigh their calves on when they're born, because every calf gets weighed. That's a important tool.
All around here. Because we do bull sales, calf has to get weighed. They're EPDs, so
Great.
essentially they just come in here and we'll weigh them and give them their shots, because we'll give them different types of vaccinations when they're born. They'll get nasal gin, and we'll give them a vitamin shot too. Just anything we can do to keep them healthy.
That's right.
And then over here we have, it's kind of messy right now, but that's our warm room. So anything that's like medicine or just
Cows that have pneumonia sometimes.
yeah. So if we have a calf that's really sick, we'll blanket them in there and keep them warm for a bit. Then we'll send them back out with their mothers once they're feeling better.
Perfect.
Seems like
should we
you
get
guys
her to-
really take
Sorry.
care of your cows.
Yes, they do look after things very well. She has a few more questions. Are you
Yeah.
guys good? Yeah, we can try to answer a few more questions, Madison.
Perfect. Let's answer a couple more, and then we're going to have to say goodbye. Okay, this one is, are cattle always well behaved, or do you have to train them?
Depends. My heifer right now, she's a pain. Like the one that I'm taking. She's broke though. We can put her in a halter, but she doesn't want to walk. So we have a trailer that we put on the back of our tractors, and we pull them around the field. Just get them used to like getting on a halter. So
Yeah. So most of them, ones that are not quiet, don't usually stick around for too long, but because we need to be safe, right? You can't have cows that aren't safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to be safe. How long does a cow sleep in a day?
I couldn't tell you. Like,
I think it's around like she eats for 16 hours usually, but she doesn't eat straight 16 hours. She like eats and rests and eats and rests.
They also
it's really hard to tell when they're sleeping because they could sometimes they'll lay down and they'll look like they're sleeping, but they're just
They're just resting.
yeah.
They also spend around 3 or more hours regurgitating their food because they have 3 stomachs, right? So they four stomachs that will they push their food around and then they can like
Chew it up.
Yeah, we call it chewing their cud. So they'll swallow and they'll burp it back up and chew it again.
Lovely.
Hmm.
Okay, let's do 2 more questions. Okay, so your second last question is, what is your favorite thing about farming?
Mostly my favorite thing about farming is I like to move, like drive tractors or do haying. Haying season's really fun because we get to cut hay and then we get to bale it and then wrap it. And then at the end of the year, we get to take it out of the marshmallow like packets, basically what they would be, and put it space and then they feed them to the cows. And it's just a big, giant green marshmallow.
My favorite part is probably calving. I love to see the calves on the ground. And then I like when they go out to pasture too. They just look happy out there in the grass.
That's awesome. All right, last question. If you had the choice to live on a farm or not, would you choose to live on a farm or somewhere else?
There's some places I'd rather maybe live beside a lake or something because I've seen farms that have like that live right on the river and it's really cool because you can farm and then when you're done your chores you can go fishing.
Good.
Quite happy where I am.
Yeah.
Nice. Glad you enjoy it. That is really awesome. Thank you guys so much for showing us what it's like to live on a farm, work on a farm, and teach us all about beef cattle. It's pretty important because not a lot of people know exactly where their beef in the grocery store comes from. So being able to see how well you guys take care of the cows is just really awesome. I know that 4-H is watching, and they're very proud of you guys for hosting this tour today and just helping to share information about local food. So thank you guys. Is there any last things you want to say to everyone watching? You don't have to, but if there's anything else.
Just thanks for watching, I guess. And thanks to Aircorp and Eggscape for putting us all together.
Means a lot to us to do this. It's really cool to represent our farm to everyone.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, guys. And thank you, everyone, for watching. We really appreciate having you, and happy Local Food Week. Please keep learning about local food. Look at Eggscape's other programming. Check out 4-H, as you can see. There's some really cool clubs that you can do, so make sure to check them out. And sorry we didn't get to all your questions, but feel free to continue your learning and look them up. And thank you again, Rustin and Ryker and Kim and Joe, for this wonderful tour.
Great. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.